All right, let's get started. I'm gonna start with the most difficult one, I think, from the class. I think you guys said this was the most difficult. I'm not really surprised. So I'm gonna do this one first. I've got two major ideas going on with this question. First, I have a linear pair and I have a vertical angle situation going on. And how can I tell those? I'm looking for the relationships. So linear pair are angles that are across from each other, like this one and this one. And I know that those are congruent. So vertical angles are across from each other and I know that they're congruent. So I can, since they're congruent, I know that the measures are equal, so I can write them equal. So for these vertical angles, I can write that those measures are equal to each other. Okay, so those get set up like that. And then I'm able to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. And I get 2x equals 80. Divide by 2. And then I get x equals 40. So that's my vertical angles problem. They're across from each other, so those two angles are congruent and the measures are equal, so I can write them equal to each other. Then it allows me to solve for x. The next relationship is a linear pair. So a linear pair are two angles that are on one side of the line. So these two are on this side of the line. So this one, this angle plus this angle would equal 180 degrees. But if I'm solving for x and y, that's an x in there and a y in there, so I don't want to mess with that. So I'm going to look at this relationship instead, where I only have one variable, y. So I have 110 and y plus 40. A line has 180 degrees in it. So this angle plus that angle should add up to 180 degrees. So I can literally write these add up to 180 degrees. So writing that here a little bit nicer and neater. Instead, I'm going to write, I'll write it that way. 180 equals 110 plus y plus 40. So this was a part, this was a part, and the whole thing equals 180. So now I'm just solving for y. I'm going to combine like terms. 110 plus 40 gives me 150 plus y equals 180 on that side. Now I can subtract 150 from both sides. And I get 180 minus 150 is equal to 30, and that equals y. That is my answer for y. So let me write that in red. And I've got my answer for y. If I really wanted to, I could have plugged that x in there and figured out what that was and then set these up equal to 180, but that's too much work for this. So I've got my vertical angles across from each other are congruent, so I can write them equal to each other. Or I have a linear pair next to each other, a pair of angles on the same line, a linear pair, set those equal to 180, and I solve for y. Let's look at some previous examples on Fizz A. So I've got angle addition postulate going on here. Angle addition, which means this angle plus that angle equals the big angle, because I'm looking for angle BAC. Angle BAC is this BAC, which is the whole angle. So I've got 63 plus 46, or sorry, 47 will equal angle BAC. So if I add those together, I get 110. Number 2, this is also angle addition. How can I tell? I'm going to read the question. I'm looking for RST. RST is this big angle. I'm looking for the measure of that. That's the whole angle. And I've got this part, or this angle, and I've got this angle, which is another part, and the whole thing is 160. So I've got this part plus part equals whole. And I'm setting up the question with this angle plus this angle. 3x plus 30 equals the whole angle, 160. So from there, I'm solving for x. 2x plus 3x is 5x. 20 plus 30 is 50. And that equals 160. I'm subtracting 50 from both sides. I got 5x equals 110. Divide by 5. And I get x equals 22. I'm done because the question says to solve for x. So I am done. All right, moving down the page. Number 3. It's saying that ray FH is an angle bisector. That means it's cutting an angle in half. So FH is an angle bisector of angle EFG. So if it cuts it in half, this angle and this angle are going to be congruent. The measures are going to be equal. The question tells me that EFH is 48. So EFH is 48. Then I need to find EFG. EFG is the whole big angle. And I got to find GFH. GFH is this other angle. Well, I'm going to do that one first because I know that these are the same. So if that's 48, this part is 48. So angle GFH is 48 degrees. Angle GFH, angle GFH. To find angle EFG, that's the whole angle. And that whole angle is a part plus a part equals the whole. So I have 48 plus 48 is going to tell me the whole angle. So the whole angle equals 96 degrees. Nice. So again, angle bisector, I should have two angles that end up being congruent. So that one's 48, so I figured out the other one's 48. Then the whole angle is just those two added together. It gives me 96. All right. Move on to number 4. So I had a typo here, so let's get rid of this. NOP, that doesn't exist. And I'm just solving for x. So right away, I see the square right here. That square lets me know that that angle is 90 degrees. So I literally have this part, I have this part, and the whole thing is 90 degrees. So it's a little angle addition. I'm dealing with some complementary angles. So I'm taking this part, x plus 10, adding it to 2x minus 40, and that equals 90. That's my setup. Part plus part equals whole, and the whole thing is 90 degrees. Now I'm going to combine like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. 10 minus 40 is equal to negative 30. That equals 90 degrees. Add 30 to both sides to get my x by itself. I get 3x equals 120 divide by 3. And I get x equals 40 degrees. All right, there's number 4. All right, number 5. I'm looking for the angle KIJ. I should be able to tell that these are 2 supplementary angles. If I don't forget, I've got this paper that I used before, number 6. That line is 180 degrees on both sides. So I got 180 degrees right there. This 180 degrees, if I put it this way, 180 degrees, it's going to get cut by an angle right there, I think, that's equal to 49 degrees. So I got to figure out KIJ, which is the angle that's left. So if the whole thing's 180 minus this 49, I should get the rest. Or another way to think about it is 49 plus the piece I don't know, we'll call it x, equals the whole thing, which is 180. So if I'm solving for that now, I'm just subtracting 49 from 180, which is what most people just do from the very, very beginning. And then I get x equals 131. So this angle right here is 131. And to double check, if I add these together, I get 180, which is right. That should be 180. All right. That's 6 questions on your Fizz. This should get you ready for your quiz, let alone the idea that you have Fizz B and the answer key is already posted. And we worked all our way through all things angles today. So we should be ready to go for Friday's quiz. All right, good luck. Make it a great day.